Adidas to cancel Ivy Park. Just as Beyonce announces that she has a new partnership with Balmain, they were very vague about it. It's not clear if, it's an actual fashion line or if it's done for the Renaissance tour. But if you ask me, there was a PR mess that was going on a couple weeks ago. I think she scrambled and she said, okay, we have to fix something. Or maybe, you know what? It takes way longer than 2 weeks to design something. So that probably didn't happen. But in my mind, I just imagine her maybe like a few months ago when she knew that Adidas probably had said, well, this stuff, you're not doing projected sales, 2022, end of 2022. She probably fixed up and said, okay, let me line up with a luxury brand so it looks like I'm elevating as opposed to, going down. But who knows? Anyway, today we have pop culture commentators Tatiana and Ronce. Let's get into the video. It was announced a few weeks ago that Beyonce, her Adidas line wasn't doing well. It did way less. The sales in 2022 did way less than was projected. And now they've announced that they're ending Ivy Park. The Adidas and Beyonce have come together. They've announced this end. Let's hear your thoughts, Tatiana.
Okay. I am the biggest Beyonce fan on the planet. I started buying Ivy Park when she started with Topshop in the UK. Then she severed ties with them and went with Adidas. I will tell you, as someone that would buy toilet paper if Beyonce's name was on it, the Adidas collection was horrible. It was unwearable. Like, her idea was for the everyday woman, all sizes. It's true, it was for all sizes, but it was unwearable. It was latex and just stuff that, not the casual wear that you'd expect from Adidas or Ivy Park beforehand. And it lost its quality. I mean, the designs were cool, but maybe only Beyonce fit in them. So I agree. I'm so happy that they've severed ties.
Really?
And I think, and also I think Adidas has been not doing so well the past year. I think you guys know what I'm talking about.
Kanye.
And no, I actually think that Ivy Park, if it comes back, needs a fresh start.
Okay, and then Ronce, what are your thoughts?
So I've always thought Athleasuire was a strange choice for Beyonce because there's nothing about her personal brand that suggests she should be making athletic wear. That being said, I've always thought that the designs are peculiar, but I always just said it's not for me. So, whoever likes it, likes it. That being said, though, in the hours since the news broke about the severing of that partnership, it's been announced that she has something coming out with Balmain, and she announced it on Twitter in the last hour or two. And so I just feel the whole thing just feels so Beyonce, where she's just like, wheeling and dealing and, twisting her imaginary mustache. Just say, hell, she probably thought people would be laughing about this bad news. And then she comes out with something else. And the Balmain stuff looks way more up her alley.
Well, hold on. Is that not just her tour outfit? Like, they designed her tour. It's not like she's coming out. She's not selling those clothes.
I think it's sold. I think it's sold. The way it's being presented looks like a Beyonce and Balmain collection.
She was selling Adidas items for up to £300, like up to more than $300+. I mean, I don't want to say anything, but like, it's not something you'd buy Adidas. You know what I mean?
Right. It was the branding strategy just seemed upside down from the start, but I think a lot of people just kind of rolled with it because it was Beyonce.
Okay, so
I'm only going to say that Beyonce, for me, is an athlete. She is not an Olympic athlete, but what she does...
A dancer.
Very true.
So what she posted Balmain, her, just, 4 hours ago. Thank you, Oliver and Balmain, for bringing Renaissance to life in couture. Designing alongside you was freeing. Thank you for allowing me to celebrate the human form, to take artistic risk and push boundaries and freely express myself. So I guess you're right. Like, it's kind of vague. I'm not sure if this is a line that she's coming out with. One thing that I will say, there were a lot of comments, and this just shows you that Beyonce's team, they're watching everything that we're saying online, because there's a video that went viral on TikTok, or a thread that went viral that was talking about how the reason why Beyonce's clothing line failed as opposed to Rihanna and Kim Kardashian. And I don't know if you guys know, but I interviewed one of the students that was in the Harvard Business School class that Kim Kardashian taught in. And some of the points were that, with Rihanna, with Kim Kardashian, their brands were bigger than them. So they use other influencers to push their brand. It wasn't just Rihanna's brand, Kim's brand. The other thing is that they tapped into diversity, right? And also they captured a branding that was associated with them. Makeup, Rihanna, Kim Kardashian, her body is her whole brand. So some shape where it just makes sense for Kim. And as you pointed out earlier, with Beyonce, this sort of athleisure sort of aesthetic, that's just not Beyonce. But now that she has actually pivoted to do more luxury, this is actually, more in line with Beyonce's brand and sort of what do they call, what's that black girl soft life trend that they have, where rich black auntie, it taps into that. And I think she'll do so much better with that. And I think it's very interesting, like you said, it's very interesting that she announced this literally just as it's being announced that they canceled that. That is like, she's really on top of the PR too. Like she's really on top of the PR to make sure that, look, we're not going to hate on Beyonce and say she took an L. No, she took a W because she went above Adidas, right? Especially as Adidas has a bad image right now with the whole Kanye, the way they handle the whole Kanye situation.
Yeah.
No, I agree. And I think Beyonce has, whoever's around her, I don't know if it's her specifically, has always been on top of her PR game. And like you mentioned, like Rolex the mustache. The only time there was a little mess up was that accidental elevator thing leak. But other than that, she has been on the PR train, killing it. And that's
you know what? I'm going to even say on that, in that incident, Beyonce showed herself to be always on cue. Like, she knew a camera was there. She never got out of character. She never, that moment was actually when I really started respecting her. Like, this woman is so on it. She understands what's happening. She understands what's happening, but she knows that it's a primer, and she knows that if she started separating the fight, it would have just made the whole thing that much more embarrassing. So she stood still. I just, so much respect for her. So much.
And to add to that, actually, Beyonce is definitely the one behind all of this. I think when you watch some of the documentaries behind the scenes of even her concerts, or even if you see her on in her concert, and there's a fan that goes out of place, she'll be there to, turn the fan back on. She's on top of every part of her process. So, I mean, as much as someone that's very silent, when you think about the British royal family and how they're silent, Beyonce has a way of being silent, but still being on the pulse and almost controlling her narrative in a way that the British royal family don't have. So that's, very, very impressive stuff.
That's true. Just to add to that very quickly, it's the same that I think she did in her music, that she always rode with whoever was popular at the time and tried to go up with them. Shakira was popular, boom, Shakira feature. Lady Gaga was popular, boom, Lady Gaga. Nicki Minaj was popular, boom, Nicki Minaj. So she's always riding that Megan Thee Stallion.
But note that it's more like, this is Beyonce and this is them, and she's like, okay, let's collaborate. And then so she's always above them. She's always above them, right? It's not. There's no this.
I want others. I'm not threatened by you. I'm just trying. Yeah, exactly.
Which is great. I think on another night, I think Nicki Minaj could learn a thing or two about that. But let's not even get into that. That's for another day entirely. Well, there you have it. Let me know your thoughts. Leave a comment down below. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, all the above. My name is Kenim, and you're watching Brand Video Pro, and I'll see you in the next one. A peace.